In this week's article, I talk about what's going to happen in the next 60 days with your corn plant. In the next 60 days, we're going to finish this ear off. We're going to take nutrients and sunlight and we're going to pack it into this ear right here. There's a problem about that. This plant is willing to sacrifice everything it's got just to fill this ear. And at the same time, it's okay with only filling one kernel. Those two things, that paradox, is critical for us to understand as we manage this corn crop out. Hi, I'm Mike Zwingman, Agronomy R&D Manager for Central Valley Ag. This is your Monday Agronomy Update video that coincides with the Reach Out article on the CVA blog site. The first thing that's going to happen is root development is going to cease and root activity is going to slow down every day after pollination. We're going to start accessing water and nutrients from a smaller and smaller volume of soil all the time. That makes your irrigation more critical, and those of you who have Aqua Systems probes makes it better for us to understand where that water is getting used from and how much to help you finish this crop off right. The second thing we're going to see is all the photosynthetic energy for this plant is going to come from the ear up. If something happens to this plant, even after full dent, we can lose up to 40% of our yield potential just by defoliation, even after full dent. That's only 15 to 20 days left to black layer. That accounts to test weight. One of our goals is we got to pack as much density and nutrients and starch into these kernels as we can, so it's important for us to manage the photosynthetic package. If you haven't thought about using your fungicide yet, now's a good time to rediscuss that with your field sales agronomist and talk about what's going on from here on up. Do we have some leaf scarring? Do we have some stripping up from some wind damages or storms? Do we need to protect the green matter that's left to maximize your profitability? The rest of it, the nutrients, are all going to come from the ear down. We're going to start to reallocate those nutrients out of the stock as root development and root activity slows down. We're going to start reallocating all the sugars and nutrients that we packed in the stock for the first 90 days of this corn plant's life and start to put it in the ear. Ear fill is critical. The cloudy days we could have are the difference between great corn and good corn. We can have plenty of kernel count, but if we miss out on test weight, we miss out on that last 15 to 20% of your yield. I want you to think about how we're going to manage the test weight of your corn from here on out. We can't add any more bushels. All we can do is lose it by making mistakes in managing this system. Whether we're not managing the top or we're not helping manage the bottom, this descent is a lot like landing an airplane. We are going to come to a stop, but it's a difference of being short of the runway or short of our target or being long and missing out on opportunity. So I want you to think about how we irrigate. I want you to continue to think about using a fungicide and protecting our leaf area. I want you to think about that reallocation of nutrients and how that fills your ear, and keep talking to your field sales agronomist or your crop scout on the condition of your plant on a weekly basis. This next 60 days is quite possibly the most critical time frame in your crop's life cycle. So we need to manage it appropriately and pay attention to the signs the plant's giving us. As always, be safe, and we'll see you next week.